All you ever wanna do is play. So let's play.
Yeah. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
Stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke,
Yeah,
real mode.
we can hold the peace or we can wage war, but I'm gonna get what I came for. Real gang, that's a true name. We all graduated to the two-door. Sega Global, that's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker on the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest, and I'm tired of niggas. They front they blessings, they want my suggestion, but don't want the fee. I'm just doing me, I don't answer their questions. All this flexing, got no one to see. All this aggression, I just want some peace. Not even sure that I like it in heaven. I guess when we get there, then we gon' see. I do not understand, I do not get what you do. You only got one life, but you act like you got two. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with kings, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transferred to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown.
You are the king and apology.
You about to see a new side of me, I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity though. Y'all play a game that I bear in my soul. Ebony, ivory, nobody knows. Business vasectomy, nothing can grow. Everyone promises more than they actually do. We don't deliver on anything other than truth. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with kings, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. You really have people fooled out here, don't you? When are you peasants gonna learn that you can't pretend to be a king? It ends today.
It's been a while since I dropped this shit. SwoleFam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang, West Coast with that gang, Global with that gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang, West Coast with that gang, Global with that gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang, West Coast with that gang, Global with that gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang, West Coast with that gang, Global with that gang, yeah. You know we don't play games. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me. What's gotten into me? They say I'm fusing, they cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Hey, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They're controlling the youth, agenda of fusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them. That's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with a Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got to that. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beer, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play gangs,
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 19 hundo and 97 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode, and today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everston K2 flexing on all you beaches. What's going on, you sexy beaches? Welcome to Ask Papa Swolio Live. You could start dropping your questions in the comments down below. How we doing, Mike, George, Peaceful Bandit? Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you are here. This is the Red, White, and Swole Sunday Fun Day Q and Anus. That is right. The Red, White, and Swole Sunday Fun Day Q and Anus. And we are about to go deep. So we're taking tons of questions today. So if you got them, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. But before we do, let's bust this nut open and let's see what we can spread today. I think some of you know, I sent it out in Swole text, but let's summon the Falcon and get today's party started. The Falcon. There you are. There you are, Falcon. On command as always. Put some respect on it. What'd you smash today? Drop in the comments down below.
USA, greatest country in the world.
All right, cheers, Leo. Cheers. I know you're drinking. Why wouldn't he been drink? Fam, calm down. You can't blame Leo for drinking. Maybe you can. But I don't know. I think he had a rough night. He was expecting, I don't know what he was expecting. Maybe it's sparkling bone broth. I keep holding out hope for him. I feel like one of these days we're going to show up and he's going to have like a protein shake or something, or a dumbbell, and he's going to be like, cheers, we're making sick fucking gains. But I doubt it. It seems like that's not the case. Hashtag Swole variant for a chance to win today's Swole card. And if you're brand new to the show, this is a very unique type of show. This is once a week, every single Sunday. We do the Red, White, and Swole Sunday Fun Day Q&A. So it's tons of questions, tons of Q, tons of anus. We are going to drop a lot of that. So we got some questions from Instagram. If you got questions live, let's make sure we're in focus. Is Papa Swolio in focus? There. Oh, wait. There we go. And if you got questions live, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. A couple announcements before we get into it. We have a bunch of things going on this week. Tomorrow, we have our weekly accountability meeting. This is going to go down at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Eastern Time, Monday the 25th. Monday the 25th. My God, we're on the back end of October. That's what she said. We're pretty much done with October. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., we are going to have some new releases, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this week because, as most of you know, we've been talking about all week, it's episode 1997, which means episode 2000 is coming. It's coming. Episode 2000 is coming, and we are dropping, during that episode, we are dropping the Papa Swolio signature series, and that's going to be on 10/27/2021. So that's Wednesday. Wednesday's episode 2000, and we are going to be dropping the signature series, and it's going to be fucking awesome. So stay tuned for that, and keeping heads up for that. I will be telling you when we're going to probably schedule that live stream on Wednesday. It's probably going to be earlier in the day, and it's going to be a great one. I'm excited for it. Episode 2000. It's been 2000 insane episodes, 2000 crazy episodes, but we are dropping a collector's edition. This is going to be a signature series. P3S1 drops on 10/27, and it's going to be super awesome. And the cool thing about the signature series is that it's my personal, well, they're all my designs, but this is my personal, this is going to have a lot of meaning for the SwoleFam. It's going to have a lot of meaning for the Daily Swole. So there's always going to be a juicy little Easter egg, with the signature series. It's meaningful. Right? You understand? It's going to have a lot of meaning. So definitely look forward to that. And that's going to be a very limited edition drop. And these signature series are going to be released, and then they're going to be gone forever. So it's a singular release, and it's never coming back. So don't miss out on that. If you need some more Papa Swolio apparel, make sure you're ready for that. And of course, if you want to check out all the rest of the Papa Swolio apparel, the Swolenormous apparel, Papa Swolio apparel, it's all the same. PapaSwolio.com. Check it out. Use code DailySwole for 10% off. And of course, today's card is the Swole variant. So of course, you can get your Swole variant gear, get your hats, get your tanks, get your hoodies, your crop hoodies, all that good stuff. Go to the fucking gym, Swole Slut, SwoleFam gear. Tons of stuff. You got Plank Sinatra here. We have so many different designs. Check them all out over there at PapaSwolio.com. And of course, the famous Swole variant, which we're still trying to spread.
Attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
I know. None of you are really in favor.
How dare you?
Oh my God, you're spreading the Swole variant. Of course I am. I want you to make some sick fucking gains. If we're going to spread any variant, better spread the Swole variant. Okay, now on to, and of course, we'll talk about Swolenormous X in a little bit, but of course, if you want to join the SwoleFam, check it out, SwoleNormousX.com, and we have some awesome specials going on over there at SwoleNormousX.com for joining the fam, and you can get access to tomorrow's accountability meeting if you join the fam today. So go check it out. All right, so that being said, questions. You got questions? Oh, that was all right. Kind of weak. Yeah. Matthew, Papa Swolio, I already know the answer to this question, but I'm still dying to hear your answer. Who tells you to go to the fucking gym? I do. The little fucking Papa Swolio inside my head tells me to go to the fucking gym. Or Mama Swolio does, but she rarely has to. Sometimes she knows what she has to say. Sometimes you come over, she'll be like, "Is that what you're doing, you pussy?" I'm like, "Oh. Is that how much weight you're lifting? That's it? No, she's awesome. I do it. I say it to myself. When I'm yelling at people to go to the fucking gym on TikTok, when I'm making those videos or on Instagram, I'm telling you to go to the fucking gym. I'm saying it to myself too. We all have to do it. We all have to fucking light that fire under our ass, but I do it myself. It takes a lot to do it yourself, but a lot of you are getting there. Or you're already there. Let's see, Mike. What up, Mike? Papa Swolio. Oh, didn't come up on the screen. Papa Swolio, since my heart surgery, I've been cleared to go back to the gym. I feel absolutely exhausted and weak every time I work out. How long before I get back to normal? Everything seems so fucking hard. Will my strength come back, or is this my new normal from my heart? I had 2 stents and valve surgery. Mike, I appreciate the question. I think you know that I can't answer that. I don't know exactly the details of what limitations you might have. how long has it been since your surgery? That's major surgery. That's not like, hey, I had a mole removed. That's major. So in many cases, it's just you adapting to the new normal in the sense that you have to, your body is still adapting, your body is still healing. So in terms of how long you get back to normal, it's always going to be a new normal. You added in other things in there and you had some damage and you got things fixed. So that's fantastic. One, talk to your doctors, make sure that you said you're cleared to go back to the gym, but it makes sense. I mean, you're going to feel exhausted. Your body is still in recovery. Not to mention, if you're cleared for the gym, it seems like you're probably at least several weeks or a couple months out. And, your heart is what pumps. Your heart is what pumps the blood around the body. So it needs to maybe regain elasticity. I'm sure your doctor maybe explained all this to you, but I can't say for sure, of course, that you're going to be back to 100%. But at the same time, you're cleared for exercise. So I'm sure, barring any kind of limitations that your doctor mentioned, like, hey, don't do this, or watch out for this. If you're cleared for like whatever, that's fucking awesome. Then just give it some time. Give it some time. Because how long have you been out from training? Think about it. If you have the flu, I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about, it's similar, but like a regular standard, like influenza. When you get the flu, all right, after you're done, when I had the flu in college, you're weak. You can barely push anything. So after I got the flu, I think it was influenza type A or whatever it was at the time, or influenza. And I had a bacterial infection. So I had two things at the same time, and everyone was getting sick at my college. Everyone was getting sick. And apparently the nurse said I was the sickest person. I got it the worst for whatever reason. But of course in college I wasn't sleeping much. And this is before I really figured out proper nutrition. In college you're barely sleeping. So everyone's immune system, everyone's in small dorms together. Everyone's, worn down to the bone from lack of sleep and stress and all that. So I had a fever of like 105 or something like that. So I went to the ER and, I got better pretty quickly. But in terms of, it was a rough go, but in terms of that was kind of before Christmas break or the winter break. So I came down to Florida to visit my grandparents. I remember it was a couple weeks out. I remember I went to the gym and I could barely push 135. It was just the heaviest thing in the world. And at that time I was doing, I was benching a lot more, but it was just, oh my God. And it felt like I was pushing. It didn't feel hard. It just felt like my arms wouldn't move. So it was an interesting thing. It didn't feel, oh my God, it was so heavy to push. It just felt like I couldn't push it and it barely moved. It was really, so, I'm sure it's something similar. It's not the flu, but you had major surgery. So give us some time. A little story time there. All right, let's see. Chris, what up, Chris? What up, brudda? What up, bro? I did shoulders yesterday, and instead of my shoulders being sore, my triceps are. What's up with that? Could be the choice of exercises, or maybe whatever you did. I don't know what you did for your shoulders, but triceps are working. They're stabilizing the joint, and certain exercises, maybe you're doing posterior deltoid. It could be maybe your activation, could be your form. It could be maybe on certain moves you're doing kind of like an extension for triceps. Your triceps are still working when you train your shoulders. They're just not necessarily shortening and contracting fully because you're not targeting them directly. So it could be any number of reasons. It could just be they're undertrained and some kind of isometric contraction or some type of stabilization hit them in a certain way. So it's no big deal, but you definitely want to maybe look into your form and what you were actually doing. And maybe you can explain that in the comments down below. This happens a lot when someone does, let's say, squats and their hamstrings get sore and their glutes don't get sore. If they're not, if they're not training properly, they don't have good form. They're doing walking lunges and their hamstrings get really sore. They're not getting good glute activation and such. Good question, though. Maybe a little more context as to what you actually did. All right, keep dropping questions. Keep dropping questions because we're taking tons of questions. I got some from Instagram as a backup. I always like to use Instagram as a backup because Instagram can be a hot fucking mess. But we do have some questions. We'll mix them in. But I want to prioritize live questions first. Absolutely. Of course, it wouldn't be a Sunday Funday Q&A without Tyler. What up, T-Bone? How those balls treating you? How's your sack, man? If you don't know, you have to listen to yesterday's episode. All right, what can I do to cope with stress? Got stressed today by pussy bitches, today by family. It's funny because they're all unhealthy. By pussy bitches. What's going on? What's going on? What happened? What happened? Let's talk about this a little bit. Pussy bitches in the family. What can I do to cope with stress? Meditation, go for a walk, sauna, could be anything you have access to. Meditation is going to be huge. Getting a good night's sleep, reading a book, doing something you enjoy. There's many ways to cope with stress. Of course, fat acceptance. You deserve to eat. Eating is coping with stress because you had such a rough year. You had such a rough year.
Go fuck yourself.
There's a lot of ways to cope with stress, but I think, the healthier ones are the ones we're focusing on. You don't want to eat a bucket of ice cream because that's not going to help. That's going to make you feel like shit. It's going to damage your health, and it's not going to make anything better. Not going to make anything better. Jeremy, Papa Swole, I got a nasty chest pump today, as you should have. Should I walk around the house making gorilla noises while showing it off to assert my dominance? Does the Pope shit in the fucking woods? Hell yeah, dude. Absolutely. That's what I do. That's what I do when Mama Swolio's in the kitchen and she's like cooking food. I'm in there doing like Nordic curls. I come out, I'm like, I run around. I come and I smack her ass. I'm like, feel it, poke it. Yeah. She's got stories. She's got stories. When I train, I just become a savage. I just start yelling and freaking out. Yes. That's a yes. That's a big yes. That's unanimous. That's just a fucking yes. You shouldn't even ask that question. I know you just wanted to brag about it, but that's fine. Do it. Judith, sit and spin. How do I keep my strength up with fraying tendons and bursitis in my left shoulder? I'm struggling to lift 90 grams with my left arm right now. What's your nutrition like? Fraying tendons and bursitis, is that from medication or is that some, like, what's going on? What's going on there? I would recommend at least like supplements. If you can get some bone broth or bone marrow, those things are great collagen supplements for tendons. If you can get access to some of that, is it degenerative or is it something like an injury or is it, what's going on there? I mean, keeping your strength up, it depends on what you're allowed to do. You said you're working with a physio. Let's see. For context, I've seen a physio who specializes in my injuries. She's sending me exercises via post. You can thank Roadworks for my inability to have a face-to-face meeting with her. You said no? You went to bed one night in July and woke up like this? You mean you just woke up and your shoulder was frayed? What do you mean? What's going on here? Fraying tendons and bursitis in my left shoulder. I mean, those kinds of, for example, what I just told you in terms of supplementation or bone broth, I'm not saying that's going to just fix bursitis, but getting in, like, bone marrow is extremely dense with like stem cells and with glucosamine, and it's great for joints. It's great for joints. So it's a good thing to consume. I try to have it every day. When are you adding put the cookie down to your soundboard? I already got a cookie soundboard.
Who told you could eat my cookies? Who told you could eat my cookies? Put the cookie down.
I could do my soundboard, so I don't have to put down the cookie.
Who told you could eat my cookies? Like you fucking baby? Stop eating cookies. Stop it.
All right, Holly, Papa Swolio, what's a good substitute for lat pull downs? I have TRX style setup, a bench that can be flat incline or decline. Barbell dumbbells, I don't want to end up having it be a shoulder workout. Lat pull downs, do pull-ups. You mean like just the machine? Yeah, lat pull down machine. That's, you do pull-ups just fine. You could do, you said you have a TRX style setup, which means you have a TRX. So you can do inverted rows. You're still going to hit your lats. So whenever you're doing a row, you're working your lats. You're just hitting them in different capacities. So if you're doing more of a standard row, you're not getting a full stretch in your lats. So you're not necessarily hitting all the fibers. You're not getting, let's say, the lower lats, for example, in certain positions. When you're doing an overhead, like a pull-up, you're really getting in that insertion. You're really getting maximum stretch. And then if you start working with overhead movements from a lat position with your legs elevated while maybe while keeping more of a posterior tilt in your pelvis, you'll definitely get a lot more stretch. Like in Swolenormous X, where we do the Papa Swolio rows, you get much more of a stretch with the origin where the lats originate on the pelvis, with the ilium. So that's fantastic. If you have bands, that's great. You can mimic it, but definitely, do you have access to pull-ups, for example? There's many ways to hit the lats. Lats are such a huge muscle. So if you're substituting for lat pull downs, you just need to recreate that angle. So if you have for example, if you have a bench, an incline bench, you can go flat prone on a bench and then have a high pull for the band and pull down like that. So you're on an incline bench. Let's see if I can, an incline bench, and you're pulling the band like this. So you can put the band in the top of the door, for example, or anchor it higher in the ceiling or rafters or whatever you have access to. And you can mimic that same movement or close movement with the band. But if you want to get to doing a full pull-up, you could do negatives with the TRX. That's a great option. All right, let's see here. It's hard to really break all that down with a question, but hopefully I explained it well enough. Alexandra, Papa Swolio, how long, if at all, should I stick to only one routine when bodybuilding? So same workouts every week. Do you mean you're keeping the weight the same? You're keeping everything the same? How many reps you're doing? How long, if at all, to only one routine? So you're saying, let's say, whatever exercise on Monday. Look, you can do something. I think people should stick with a similar routine or standardize their routine a lot longer. People today, I think it's because of things like Netflix and Amazon Prime and cell phones. I really do think since social media, it's amplified we know this for a fact, it's amplified and exponentially increased people's need for instant gratification and the speed. And that kind of, like, people have very poor management of their attention, which is why mindfulness is such a major portion of the 7 pillars, why it's pillar number 6. So because people's thirst and like that impulse, that dopamine release, that trigger, that novel impulse or that novel, I don't know, experience people need, they just change things up too much. Remember, your body is adapting to whatever exercise you're doing. So you can do very basic exercises and get tons and tons of progress as you progress them. So you can do a pressing movement. And it doesn't mean you have to do, look, you could do a flat bench press. You could do an incline press. You could do dumbbell press, a barbell press. You could do kettlebells for a press. There's a lot of different ways to press something. So you can change subtly while keeping things relatively the same. The most important thing is if you're trying to build muscle, it's going to be the progressive overload, whether it's the volume, whether it's the time under tension in combination with the volume and the intensity. It's going to be maybe the frequency of your training. So that's going to be a huge component of it. But the human body can only do so many things. You don't need to do random things in all these. You don't need to change it up all the time. Like, still, after 20 years of fucking training, guess what? I still do barbell curls. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk I still do barbell curls? I still do pressing movements. I still do bench pressing or, dumbbell pressing, right? I still do squats. I still do lunges. So figure out what works for you. Focus on, remember, it's mostly important about the volume and the rep range and training towards failure and the frequency of your training. And then you can focus on that and increasing the intensity and volume and the progressive overload over time, and change it up when you feel like you need to. But most of the time, that's way too soon. People change things up too often. Remember, muscle growth is your body adapting to a stress. So if you're changing the shit all the time, it doesn't have the capacity to adapt. It's not like you do one workout and your body adapts to it. So there's also the mastery of the movement. So if you're changing things and doing new stuff all the time, your body is getting a lot of shock. Okay, you're changing. Let's say you're doing your brand new stuff. You're doing kettlebell one time and then mace bell one time, and then you're doing lunges and dumbbell and then band. You're doing all this new stuff. You're getting a lot of that alarm reaction. You might be getting sore because it's new stress and you're doing different things and your body is experiencing new stuff. But just because you're getting sore, you can go on a boat sailing or something, or skateboarding. You never go snowboarding and you went on a vacation and you went snowboarding a couple times and your calves and your ankles and shit was all fucking sore. So that's possible. Does that mean you're going to have massive calves? No, it just means it's a new stress and your body got fatigued and there's micro trauma and micro tears in the muscle tissue. So just because you're sore doesn't mean you're getting adaptation, doesn't mean you're getting bigger muscles. Okay. That's what's important. You can't just chase soreness. Just because you're sore doesn't mean you're getting muscle growth. It just means it's a new stress depending on the volume, the overload, and your repetition and your continuous plugging of those types of movements, then that can lead to development. So if you just try a new exercise, like, hey, I've never done Nordic curls before, I've never done preacher curls or whatever it is, you do and you get really sore, are you going to build a lot of muscle from that? You're not really going to maximize the benefit of that movement just by one time. You got sore, cool. But if you're doing it doing it for weeks and months, and then you develop mastery, and then you break through that initial alarm reaction, you break through that initial stimuli, and then you get to that actual, the strength improvements and the mastery of the movement, your body begins to adapt to it over time. You'll get those benefits. So I would stick to things longer than you might want to. Milk them for all it's worth, build that mastery, and keep on going. That's a good question. You know what? I'm going to fluff my own pillow. I think that was a great answer. Yep, I think so.
I don't know how to put this.
I'm going to stroke my beard too.
I'm kind of a big deal.
All right. Peaceful Bandit. Papa Swolio, have you used any virtual reality helmets? I like to relax on the beach for de-stressing as well as brain gains. Up here in Canada, VR programs are the only way. One this morning. You mean you go to the beach in your mind? Like you go virtual reality? Well, that's what it's Ready Player One. It's coming. Have I used? I did what's it called? Beat Saber or something like that. I'm not buying any of that stuff. Like, no, I'm trying to keep tech as minimal as possible around here. Like we used to, a year or two ago, whatever, we had Alexa, we ditched all that stuff, especially when the big tech overlords started really encroaching, and some of the new Amazon developments where they're trying to, mesh together your networks and they're always listening. It's like, fuck that shit. So we've eliminated a lot of stuff. Go more analog whenever possible. So no, I don't really use that. Not the new stuff. I don't want to be unplugged like that. I don't want to be out of touch or not be aware, but I don't really want to get involved with that too much. At least if I'm aware of what's going on, I'll advertise on it or something like that if it gets more popular, but it's not really to that level yet. It's still really early. Let's see. Papa Swolio, is there going to be a round table soon? Yeah, probably. We're coming up on one. We're due for a round table, that's for sure. I should say, yes, we should have we will be having a round table soon. Absolutely. Papa Swolio, what exercise I could do with my dick? Oh, are your balls good? Are we all better? Round of applause for Tyler's ball sack. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's see. Artiste. Papa Swolio having issues with Russian twists and bicycle crunches because of uncomfortable pressure on my tailbone. Alternative to Russian twists and bicycle. Yeah, I don't do either of those. You're talking about the Russian twist, like where you're holding something, you're twisting. Yeah, I never do those. I never do bicycle crunches either. I think we have some workouts or some things with bicycle or like certain holds, but those were more for certain workouts. Like I personally don't do those. Like what are you trying to do? You just work your abs, work your abdominals. Doing hanging leg raises are great. Doing, for example, like extended planks, either with a rope or with kind of like with an ab roller is great, or with the Papa Swolio press, right? That we have in X with like the rope. You can do that. You can do it more straight arm. You can do it with the TRX if you have room on both sides. If you have through a doorway or on a pull-up bar, or if you have like a rope, you can like reach out and do like an extended plank. Those things are fantastic for working your core. And plus, if you really want to work your core and your abs, get a kettlebell, do Turkish get-ups, do windmills. Seriously, if you really want to work abs, doing Turkish get-ups will shred you up. Plus, you'll get the serratus, you'll get all the obliques. It's so much more valuable too than just doing crunch. Like what? I'm just saying, what movement is that? Like, what is that? When are you gonna have to be on your back like a turtle that can't get off its fucking shell? Yeah. I got a real beach. I do. That I don't go to that often. I don't go to the beach enough. I'm due to go to the beach. I'm due. Gold member. Welcome back. Golden
You're
member.
insane, gold member.
Did you set up your PC yourself? Like the setup that I have? Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. This was all pieced together over time. So I get like, got a real good computer, and then it's like, well, I want more monitors, and what's the best setup for this? And I want a desk. It turned out pretty well considering. I don't like upgrading stuff unless I absolutely have to. I know some people like, I could, get this and upgrade that and upgrade that. I'm over that shit. Who knows? Maybe I won't have to update my computer ever again. Eventually, I'm sure it's going to explode. Maybe at some point, but I'm at the point, I think, for at least the foreseeable future where I'm not going to need to. I have no desire to upgrade or to level up any of my electronics per se. Everything's working pretty good. Knock on wood. Hold on. Gotta knock on that knowledge cock. You know what I'm saying? Hard as fuck right now. No, I'm just kidding. That's my nips.
Come on, man.
Oh, stop it, Joe. It's a joke. Kind of. Not really. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Papa Swolio, is Swole 2K on Wednesday at a set time or time window? Not yet. Probably in the morning. Probably something in like the late morning. I'm going to court in the morning, just wondering if I need to sneak out or not go. Oh, no, don't worry about that. I'm not sure exactly the time. But I really want to do it earlier in the day rather than later. Because we're going to drop the signature series. So I want to make sure that it's like early enough so it can go for, it's probably going to be through Wednesday, Thursday, and then probably end Friday at midnight. Probably that's going to be the window for the signature series. No official time at this moment, but do what you got to do, Matt. Do what you got to do, man. Let's see. Mike, Papa Swolio, when's the last time you saw your bare face? I've shaved completely only 6 times since I could grow a beard. That I saw it? You mean like in a picture or something? Let's see. Bare face. Well, even when I had it short, even in some older pictures where it looks like it's shaved, it's not. It's like low scruff. I don't know if that really, I guess that kind of counts. So for the longest time, I didn't really have it shaved. I just had it low, like really low. My hair is kind of light. So and sometimes it looks like it's really low. So I don't know. It's been years. 7, 8, I don't know. The last time I saw a bare face. Who wants a bare face? Who wants a bare face when you have a beard? Come on. I wouldn't do Mama Swolio like that. I wouldn't shave it. I wouldn't do her like that. I wouldn't do her dirty. Come on, beard rides. Everyone loves a beard ride. Tyler, how should I start warm-ups by getting blood flow through the muscles? Well, you can... What are you doing? It depends. We do swollen 7s. You do a swollen 7, do a little mobility circuit, do some general warm-ups, get your heart rate up. You could do some mace bell. You could do some squats, some walking lunges. You could do some push-ups, a little yoga for 5 minutes, and then do some more specific warm-ups for the actual targeted area. Mobility is fantastic. So doing legs, doing some ankle and hip mobility, you're doing upper body, do some shoulder mobility. Really for upper body, for shoulders, I just love doing some mace bell, and I'll do some maybe posterior activation. I'm good to go. Crystal, Papa Swolio, would you ever bring out a line of blue light glasses and sunglasses? Like my own? Maybe. I mean, in terms of having like tons of products like that, it's possible. There's so many companies out there that do it, in terms of like designing my own and going through all that. I haven't looked into maybe going hardcore into actual physical custom products yet. Would I? Sure. Would I is, yeah, I like the idea, but at the same time, not at this time. I haven't really thought too much about it, but I'm definitely a huge fan of it. So you never know. Never say never. The pigeon said that in Fievel. Never say never, say never again. He went west, by the way. Did you know that? Did you know that Fievel went west? True story. All right, Adam. I have been vegan for 6+ years. I'm sorry to hear that. And never felt better thanks to the elimination diet. However, I never had access to quality meat before. What do you recommend to transition into grass-fed beef?
USA, greatest country in the world.
Welcome back to the real world. Adam, all right, let's see. Vegan for 6+ years. Excellent. Well, I would recommend starting light just because like a strong transition, any kind of massive dietary. What's a normal diet? What's a normal day for you? How about that? What's some of the things you're normally doing? Because I mean, this has nothing to do. You don't want to just go complete vegan to full carnivore. It can be a big change just because of your gut biome. Like these things take time in terms of your body adjusting and shifting. I would recommend some of the things you can start doing would be grass-fed bones, like bone broth, some organ meats. You can also use organ meat supplements. That's a great way to kind of like shift over into it. And what do I recommend in terms of a transition? I would just start small. Start small and start with nutrient-dense foods, which is why organs is important. Bone marrow, bone broth is very good for you and can help with leaky gut and just, digestive system. But remember, if you're adding in more animal fats and you're not used to that, it's very normal to have some digestive shifting. Some people can have the poops a little bit if you're adding in a lot of like, all of a sudden you go hardcore on like bone broth or a lot of like oils and, just heavier fats. It can just be a big shift. So just do so gradually. But I think you will really see a ton of change just by adding in some organ meats. So grass-fed beef liver, super important. And you can supplement with them as well if you don't have access to fresh liver. So good for you. Good for you. I think you'll feel even better, especially with some grass-fed liver. Woo, fantastic. But more input if you have more details on what you are eating. Happy to look at that. Let's see. Holly Papa Swolio, for those of us about to go into winter, is it a good idea to try tanning beds to help vitamin D and light spectrum benefits? In terms of tanning beds, I think some people do that. I'm not sure if it's not going to get you everything like the sun will. So supplementation's good. I know red light therapy can be beneficial, but I forget. I just listened to a podcast recently. I forget what they were saying about tanning beds. Maybe someone else knows. I forget what the latest is or the details on that. I don't think you're getting all the spectrum. I don't think you're getting all, like, not getting all the UV, but I would think it's more beneficial to at least do it occasionally, to do some. I know that tanning beds or tanning booths or at least face tanning is recommended or sometimes prescribed for depression, which makes sense, seasonal depression. I would think it'd be beneficial just because, not seeing the sun. It's like if you can give yourself some type of recourse from that, but also getting in vitamin D, seriously, eating beef organs can be very beneficial for that as well. Get that beef. All right, let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what's up, Ashton? I missed this post. Ashton's back. Hey guys, can't stay too long. Wanted to say hello. I'm still in Beijing for the school year. I'm down a few pounds. There you go. And working on losing the few inches I gained back over the summer. I am 13.8 pounds for my next big goal. I have to go. I have a class of 25 to run and they're getting noisy. Take care. Thank you so much. Good to have you back. Good to see you again. Let's see. Tyler. What up, Beesh? Would you recommend a cold shower every morning upon waking up? I do it at least every day if I can. Thoughts? I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. Cold shower is great in the morning. I love doing like a cold plunge first thing in the morning. That's fantastic. Go outside, do a little mobility, jump in the cold. Cold shower is great too. I think it's excellent. Try it. I think you're going to love it. Jeremy, Papa Soy, on my deload week, I reduced the weight about 40%, then slowly increase again. Is that enough? Too much? Too little? I mean, deload weeks can look different. So you can do other types of movements. You could do more yoga. You could do lighter weight. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, 40%. I'm trying to think for a punch. Yeah, that's a pretty decent for a deload. It really depends on the rest of your programming. It's not that arbitrary, like 40%, is that good? 35, no, 35, and then you're in the clear. So I would just, it depends on what why you're deloading, or, are you deloading because you're feeling exhausted? Are you deloading because you're just deloading because you think you should? Sometimes people deload before they need to deload. Perceived need is different than actual need. There's a lot of things that you might feel like, you feel like training today, you don't feel like training, you go and you have a great workout. It's like, well, I should deload. Why? Just saying. Some other thoughts, like, why are you doing a deload? Just curious. Alexandra, Papa Swole, I could probably Google this, but since I got you here, how good is it to give organ supplements to a toddler? Would it be as beneficial as for adults? I mean, kids should, if a kid can eat solid food, I mean, I think it's great for a kid. I'm not a doctor, talk to your doctor, but why the hell not? Give your kid nutrient-dense food. I think Paul Saladino from the Fundamental Health Podcast, I think he had an episode recently about kids and organs and stuff like that, and meat, and, kids eating that stuff. And he's like, it's fine. It's food. I mean, this is what kids would have eaten hunting and gathering. This is nutrient-dense food. So yeah, I don't see why not. How old? You mean a toddler? Like what was that? 2 or 3 years old? Just like anything else, unless there's some kind of reason medically that they shouldn't have some type of nutrient, it's food. If they can eat bigger food, like you'll give them pieces of steak or you give them this, it's like, well, it's food. I think it's fantastic. I will. If I have a little Swolio, I fucking will. I'm gonna put liver on the nipple. Be like, eat this. Eat this. Let's see here. Let's see. Cerny, does Mama Swolio enjoy shooting the guns as much as you do? Yeah. Yeah, we went shooting on, yesterday. So, yeah, we were doing drills yesterday. So she was shooting, and then we did some drills with the rifles. So, yeah, she loves it. She loves it. Christopher, Papa Swolio, follow-up. I was on one of those shoulder press machine that I believe I was too tall for. Not sure if you saw my reply earlier. Had to answer a call. No, I didn't see the reply. Shoulder press machines. Yeah, so it could have just been, I mean, you look, when you're doing a shoulder press, you're still working your triceps. This is why a lot of people do chest, shoulders, and triceps together. So if you do an upper body push day, you'll be, anterior deltoid, or you'll do triceps, you'll do anything that is working in that pushing movement. So you're doing this, like a pushing movement, you're working mostly pec major, anterior deltoid, but also because you're doing elbow extension, you're working parts of the triceps. So usually when people do upper body push days, they'll link them together. So it makes sense. Maybe you were where it didn't fit it right, or you were pushing and you were just trying to extend your arms. That's one of the problems with shoulder press machines, is that it's on a track, so it's not so much about what you're using to get it up. It just as long as you're adding force and pressure, it'll move on the same track and it'll just hinge up. So you can you can really just think about extending your elbows. It could have been your hand position. If you're too close, you're getting a lot more shoulder flexion at the beginning. So it could have just been a lot more pressure on your triceps based on where your grips were. Let's see. Pedro, 2 weeks ago, he said a study of multiple children Multiple child diets showed their desire to eat meat and fruits, not so much of the broccoli and spinach and other greens. Well, I've said this just from theory and just observation. Like, why do most kids hate vegetables? Probably because from an evolutionary level, kids are like, the fuck is this? Give someone a piece of meat or give them a piece of raw broccoli. The fuck is this stick in my mouth? Just saying, it has no fucking flavor. Think of the difference between a steak and a piece of chicken if they're both plain. The steak automatically tastes better. Chicken just tastes like bland shit. People love chicken. Well, you put all this crap all over it. Eat a steak. Eat a steak. Eat a steak and put some salt on it. It's delicious. Eat a piece of chicken with salt on it. It tastes like bland. Just saying. Think about what's good for you. Fattier cuts, fatty steak is delicious for a reason. Tastes good. Why does it taste good? Think about it. Doritos taste good too sometimes, but of course they're made that way. So look for nature's foods that taste amazing. You really, look, if you go for nature's foods that really taste good, how often are you going to go wrong? Think about it. What in nature tastes really good but is bad for you? That's a question. I'm not like trying to challenge you like, hey, none. Is there something that tastes really good but it's terrible for you? Ripe fruit, like a ripe mango, ripe fruit from the tree, animals, eating them tastes good. What tastes really good but it will kill you? Is there anything? You eat a piece of kale raw. Ugh, fuck. Tyler, do you find it easy and beneficial to wake up super early in the morning to get stuff done? I try to get to bed around 8:30 p.m. to 4:25 a.m. No issues. I've adapted to it. I mean, if you get quality sleep, if I get quality sleep, then no problems. If you're getting to sleep at an early hour every night regularly, you're not going to have problems waking up. If you do everything else right, cold room, dark room, you're not eating super late, you create those habits, you're eating quality food. It's a practice. Like, you have to really reset as much as possible, but you'll be fine. Who dis guy? Papa Swole, out of all the programs in Swole X, is there one you're the most proud of? Scorched Earth is amazing. No, I don't really have favorites. I mean, 90 Day Dash was the first one, so there's a little bit of nostalgia there. But Swolenormous X is just not even... Swolenormous X isn't the programs, so I don't even think of it as... Honestly, I don't think of the individual programs often. I just think of Swolenormous X. So if you're looking at the individual programs... It's like my children. I don't have favorites, but you always remember your first. You always kind of bias towards your first. But I don't really look at the programs in that sense because it's such a complete picture. So the programs, right? The programs are there, but also they source from the workout archive. Then you have the yoga studio. So it's really everything. So I don't really parse it out in my mind like that. Good question though. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you enjoy Scorched Earth. It's a beast. I do love Scorched Earth. I do. Ooh, enhance. What'd I hit? Oh shit, I hit a button. I was trying to do the enhance thing. I think I know what I did. No complaints. But you can't hear it, can you? Was that coming through? I hit the anthem. There's a button. I hit an anthem because I had it somewhere else in the app. I don't know if you heard that. I was trying to do the text and the typing. Enhance. Enhance. But it played a song. All right. It was in my headphones at least. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's get some questions. We do get some questions. Oh my God. Brussels? Like Brussels sprouts? Oh, Brussels sprouts? I am so proud to never have Brussels sprouts again for the rest of my life. I don't think I will ever. I don't think I'll ever have Brussels sprouts again for the rest of my life. And I'm fine with it. I am so fine with it. I'm actually looking forward to never having them again. All right. Let's see. I'm not going to complain about hitting that button. That's a good button. Let's fucking lay it on there. All right. CSV MPVR. Why do I overeat after I fast? How can I stop it? Excuse my weird name. Why do I overeat after I fast? In what sense? Why? Because you did. Why do you overeat? Because you're just stuffing your face? I mean, you fasted, so there's really nothing wrong with eating extra. That's pretty much like how you do a fast. You break a fast, but how can I stop it? I can't even answer this question. You all know I can't. How do you answer that? How can I stop it? Don't do it. Like, what's your, I can't answer that question without knowing more context. Like, why are you fasting? What are you doing for that? Like, what are you overeating? I'm more concerned about what you're eating. It's not about eating over. It's about the foods that you're eating. Like, what foods are you consuming? If you're eating shit, I don't care. If you're eating under, you're eating shit food. Yeah. All right. Emily V. Griffiths. Papa Swolio, any recommended stretches to ease overly active / tight trap muscles? Thank you. Well, there are good stretches. You can do, I can't really explain that here. I mean, you can do arms, shoulders pulled back and down, head to side, but these kind of stretches, you know, arm behind your head, your back, doing some, you know, side stretches for your neck, but just doing regular stretches, it's going to come back right away. So it's not really going to solve the problem. What I'm more concerned about, if you have tight trap muscles, which is really just your upper trapezius. When you say trap, that's just the upper trapezius. What you're probably not training properly is your middle and lower trapezius. So doing floor cobras, doing prone press, but even more so doing standing. I'm just gonna call them standing prone presses or standing Y press with resistance bands from like a slightly elevated point in front of you, pinching back and depressing and retracting your shoulder blades while you're pressing up overhead to activate your lower trapezius. What you have is just an imbalance. You probably have upper cross syndrome. So you have some internal rotation, some protraction with your scapula. So working on those muscles on your posterior rhomboids, middle trap, lower trap, and working on your posterior rotator cuff as well as your posterior deltoid will help tremendously. Just doing a stretch will maybe feel good in the moment, but the issue is going to come right back because you're not working on the mobility. You're not strengthening the weaker muscles. And, you know, that's what's compounding whatever you're doing to perpetuate overly tight upper traps, for example. Let's see. Doesn't mean you can't. Doesn't mean you can't do stretches and stuff and, like, you know, foam rolling, right? Like a tennis ball. We said Pedro. Yes, you could put a tennis ball and doing that kind of stuff. But, you know, whenever someone has, let's say, a tight neck and they go and get a massage and, oh, it feels great. And then 2 days later, they're tight again. Yeah, because you're just inhibiting the muscles slightly, but then the problems causing it just come right back. So it's about really working on your posture and those weaker muscles to set proper alignment, and then those issues won't happen to begin with. All right, let's take maybe one more question. Let's see. Kooky Spammy. Kooky.spammy. Holy fucking avatar. What in the clusterfuck is that? That's Squidward? It's like a jacked Squidward. A jacked non-binary Squidward. Kind of looks like, what is it, Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Looks like a trans Squidward, Johnny Bravo, Glass Joe avatar. What the fuck is that? Someone tell me. Is that a thing, or am I just dead on? I'm just dead on with that. Very interesting. Is that a chest hair? What is going on here? Someone tell me in the comments. I must know. It's going to haunt my dreams. All right, let's see. What would the optimal diet for a woman be? It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say what an optimal diet for anyone is. But I will put out there that I think women, people, humans should be focusing on animal-based nutrition, getting in plenty of grass-fed meats, organ meats, grass-fed butter, cooking in tallow. These things are great. For For example, pastured eggs can be beneficial. Some people have issues with eggs, but you can look to any kind of pastured animal products, regeneratively farmed whenever possible. Fruits, things of that nature, sweet potatoes. Those are really just great foods all around. Honey, raw honey, dates. Those things are fantastic. Pretty much meat and fruit. I'm not a fan of a lot of vegetables, personally. No grains, most dairy. If you're getting really high quality dairy, but it really depends. If you're getting raw grass-fed dairy, it's just hard to find that stuff. And some people have a lot of issues with dairy, period. But pasteurized, run-of-the-mill dairy, just avoid that stuff. A lot of issues with, could be migraines, could be joint pain, could be bloating, could be eczema, psoriasis. A lot of people have issues with the low-quality foods from supermarkets, unfortunately. So in terms of, how accessible those foods are, that can seem like overwhelming, and it can get expensive, of course, and especially with inflation, everything is getting expensive. So you can just recommend starting with like a grass-fed organ supplement. We have some in the Amazon store if you want to check there, and the links down there, cookie spammy, but that's a great place to start. Most women, most people aren't getting in dense nutrition. So some good ideas to start. I know I shot a lot out there. I shot a huge load, but it is the Daily Swole after all. So there's always huge loads everywhere. This keyboard just sticks like crazy. Tyler, what are the harmful effects of oversleeping? Curious, like if you just force yourself to go back to sleep. I think oversleeping can lead to things like depression and other issues. I can't recall all the issues. Most people don't get anywhere near enough sleep, but I think there's negative effects for sure. I forget what the other ones were. I think depression's one of them, low mood and other issues. I forget what they are though. You mean just like staying in bed all the time? You really want to match that circadian rhythm, sunrise to sunset. Brian, I need me a Swole variant t-shirt. Obviously. Let's fucking go. BH. All right, Adam, I was wondering if starting with the desiccated organ supplements would be a good start to introducing grass-fed protein. Yeah, I mean, it's not a ton of protein in there, but yeah, you're going to get some for sure. It's a definitely good option. I think you'll feel amazing benefits from doing like a grass-fed beef liver supplement or just an organ meat supplement, like an organ blend. The ones that I would recommend, if you were to take a couple that were just like, this is what I'm taking every day, I would recommend definitely a bone marrow supplement. Bone marrow and beef liver, but you can also get like a beef organ blend that has liver, heart, pancreas, spleen, kidney, get a blend. But yeah, definitely beef liver is a game changer. Beef liver, nature's multivitamin. So I have liver twice a day usually. I'll have it in the morning and I'll have it for dinner. Raw. And I have some heart in the morning raw too. But that's what I'm doing. That's what I do. I love it. I feel good. I feel so good. All right, Priyanka Guppy. Papa Swolio, what's the first step an absolute beginner, average size girl? I don't even know what that is anymore. Take towards that dream physique, Papa. All right. First step for an absolute beginner. A lot of it's going to be education and really understanding. It's really going to be unfucking and uninstalling all that bullshit that you think is good nutrition, that you think is a good exercise approach. It's really understanding why you're doing what you're doing and understanding that it's patience. It's a long game. It's the rest of your life. This is not, hey, I want to get my dream physique next year. Like, you need to think about this long-term approach from the start because you'll make better decisions. You'll make better decisions. So understanding, and look, you don't have to look. I'm not saying, hey, if you really want to get results, you have to join Swolenormous X. That'd be fantastic. We'd love to have you. But I would recommend for anyone that's like really looking to get started, sure, you could join the fam. But you can go over there to swolenormousx.com and download the 7 pillars, which is a great place to start. It's the best place to start. It's the number one place to start that I'm going to recommend to the Swole fam. Learn the 7 pillars. learn, think about them, understand why they are what they are, and look into doing an elimination diet. And I would start with yoga. I would start with just general movement. If you're really a beginner, you need to really get to know a lot about your body. And if you want amazing results, if you want a dream physique, let's be really clear about a dream physique. I don't know what that is for Priyanka. Everyone's going to have a different dream physique. But if you want to build muscle, that's a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of work. It's relentless. It takes time. You have to train fucking hard. You have to be consistent as shit. I mean, the 7 fucking pillars, you have to work your ass off. For whatever anyone's dream physique is, that's a dream physique for a reason. It's got to be something that you're going to be working your ass off to get there. So the fastest way to feel better, to get like the initial results, to feel better, to start like losing extra body fat, and like literally it can transform your body just by getting rid of all these garbage foods, going towards a more animal-based diet, getting in organ meats, getting better sleep, focusing on these fundamentals is the best place to start, because it's more than just lifting. You want a dream body? Cool. You got to get those fundamentals and those foundations absolutely locked in. That's my recommendation. All right. 7 pillars for life, no doubt. Fam, we got a fucking Swole card to give away, baby. Good question. Absolutely fantastic questions. Fantastic questions. Now, I'll see a lot of you tomorrow. A lot of you will be there tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time, because we'll have our accountability meeting inside Swolenormous X. You can, of course, join over there, swolenormousx.com. Monday, October 25th, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We have brand new releases, and we are going to talk more about the Signature Series dropping on Wednesday. Episode 2000 is coming up. I know a lot of you are super excited for that. I am as well. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be fucking fire. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. Probably not going to like show you like, hey, here's what it is. But I'm going to tease a little bit more, and then we'll drop it on Wednesday. And then, that's going to be a fun event, episode 2000. Super exciting. So tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, new releases, as always. More gorillas. Brand new releases. Yeah, every fucking week, new releases. And tomorrow it's going to be awesome. We have some new additions to some of the stuff that a lot of you are looking forward to, that you've been asking for. So we got some new stuff. And of course, if you want to join, you want to go unlimited, we have 37% off. Big savings for Fuck Your Resolutions. Swoletober is almost over, which means that this special is going soon. You can use code FYR10 for an additional $10 off the Fuck Your Resolution specials, because it's Fuck Your Resolution season. And for Swoletober, we're throwing you an extra $10 off with code FYR10, FYR10 for an extra $10 off. And you can get unlimited access to everything, including all the private live streams. On tomorrow, we'll talk more about Papa Swolio's Signature Series, which drops on Wednesday, which is fire. And of course, with unlimited memberships, you get access to everything inside Swolenormous X. We had some new releases this past week. So this was last Monday. We dropped a brand new Express De-Stress class, number 2, brand new Papa Swolio's featured pump, which was a leg workout, and a new section inside the kitchen, Papa Swolio's plate. So uploading pictures, the ones that I'm sending into Telegram chat and Swole text and stuff like that. I'm also kind of organizing there in Papa Swolio's plate. That way you can see pictures and it's organized. You don't have to go scrolling through Telegram through thousands of messages and looking for the posts. So you can go and check that out as well. All right. So lots of stuff to go do over at swolenormousx.com. You can download your copy of the 7 pillars. If you're new listening to this, all the information's over there. But fam, I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Let's give away this Swole card. Fam, I'm sorry, not fam. Falcon. Yes. Okay. Can you scroll this? Pick someone that said Swole variant. Someone that said Swole, yes, Swole variant. No, not APS. That's the name of the fucking show today. Is this your first man cast? Come on, Falcon. Let's fucking go. Anyone? Is that a 0? That's a 0. Let's do one more time. Congratulations! That's the wrong button. Oh, you found someone. Peaceful Bandit. Congratulations. Okay, Falcon. All right, we do have a winner. Congratulations. Well, I don't know that you picked. Okay, well, you hit the fucking button. I know you picked someone already. Congratulations, Peaceful Bandit. You are the winner of today's Swole card. Hashtag Swole Vagina. All right, Swole Vagina. Nothing wrong with that. But just be careful. Be careful. Might never let you leave. Where's Peaceful Bandit? Where's Peaceful Bandit? Fucking rigged. Matthew is still upset because we're using Dominion. Falcon uses Dominion equipment. I know. Sorry. Come on, man. Sorry, Falcon's old school. Falcon doesn't care. Falcon got a discount. Got those machines. Falcon got those machines on a discount. Yeah, some like back alley somewhere. I don't know. But hooked it up. So congratulations, Peaceful Bandit. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 1997 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. And we'll send you that Swole card. Very nice. Let's nut this beach. Can you do it right this time, Falcon? Yes. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. Anyone? There you go. Aha.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Now I know you'd love to just sit there and keep being not slim, but we gotta work a little today, okay?
You're not making this easy on me, boy.
Lieutenant Dan.
I fart in your general direction.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
What are you looking at, butthead?
Some crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
Ooh. Playing a little man piano. Episode 2000. Swole 2K is coming up, bitches. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good episode. It's going to be a good man cast. It's going to be another man cast. It's a man cast like every other, but a little bit extra. Always extra. Check the wind. Fucking nailed it. I know. I fucking nailed it. Well, it did it for you because I fucking nailed it.
We choose
Shut up. God, shut the fuck up.
And that's the way, I like it.
Everyone comes out of the woodwork for the piano.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
I do. Fucking on fire, baby.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died. Probably by the time I finish this talk.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there like a little lady in a race car.
And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
Do it with my dick at the end, at the close, when Grandpa's talking about his hairy legs. My goodness, so hairy, so hairy. So hairy. All right, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Remember, the Daily Swole available everywhere. Leave a review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It helps. I want to say it helps heaps or it helps huge. It helps a lot. Go leave a 5-star review if you enjoy the show. And of course, we'll be back here tomorrow. But inside Swolenormous X, accountability meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Be there or be a fucking jabroni or jabberneck and to learn a lot more about the signature series. We'll talk more about that. Got some new releases. So see you tomorrow. You could join over at swolenormousx.com. And we'll be back here for Tainty Tuesday, episode 1999. Swole 2K is coming. oh my God, everything's going to break. Nothing's going to work. Everything's going to say 0, and we're going to think it's the year 0 again, 1900. Yeah, that was a big old ball of poo. All right, fam, we'll see you tomorrow for the accountability meeting, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 1998. Peace, McGee's. Deuce Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stocks crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Off topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element.